Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia and I introduce you Mersin Real Estate Agency. And today I wanted to show you one really nice city close to the region Mersin with incredible natural and historical legacy. And the name of the city is Tarsus, and you definitely will like it because this city is located between Adana and Mersin, and when you want to come to Mersin, for now you need to go from the airport Adana, and you going through Tarsus, but actually on a car or on a bus you're going to the Mersin. It's not a really nice city, it's just usual one, not so many people, only 400,000, and that's it. Like, you're looking on the buildings, complexes and everything like this. But this is super secret, really nice place. As I said, this city has just incredible natural and historical legacy, and today I want to show it to you. So let's get started, guys. Our journey is begin. Okay, so let's start a little about Tarsus first. The city is only 40 minutes drive from Mersin on the Autobahn. Previously, Tarsus was the founded city around which Mersin and Adana, for example, appeared. Now everything is exactly opposite. From the city of a million people, Tarsus turned into a small, sleepy and sparsely populated suburb. But it should be noted that, like in Mersin and Tarsus, a huge number of historical monuments have been preserved, remaining from the moment of Christianity was not an official religion and all Christians were under great oppression. Also, in the very center of the city, there are gates through which Cleopatre herself passed were preserved. It was this land that were donated to her by Mark Antony. Just imagine, guys, that where we walked, history had once been made. Since I was not alone, we decided to start a modern attraction, the zoo. This one is pretty big with all animals you can meet in Turkey and even more. We've met lions, tigers, alpacas, crocodiles, zebras, peacocks, and even mini pigs. And actually we loved it. And to be honest, I don't like zoo, but it's because for me it's a cruelness for animals, and I didn't expect that the condition for animals will be so good, because now Tarsus is just an ordinary small industrial city with only 400,000 people. But the entrance at the zoo at the moment is only 15 liras per person, and the area itself is simply huge. But the city government bears most of the costs so that the zoo can be accessible to most people with small children. The animals actually looked a little bit tired from the constant attention of small children, and to be honest, I wish parents had better looked after the little ones and pulled them up if it's necessary. But anyways, here you can see a little bit more of the zoo, and to have a look on some variations of animals what we saw in that day in Tarsus. And please write down below your opinion about zoos. Is it necessary or it's not? Maybe you're against it, maybe you think it's okay, because actually all conditions were really nice and I didn't expect this. As I said, the entrance costs only 15 liras per person, and it's nothing. It's like 2 euros for this huge area. So guys, please comment down below what you think. here you may see some animals and birds which like whom I've never seen, for example. And I was in such a big zoos as in China, in Spain, also I was in Russia, of course. But yeah, some of animals or birds were unknown for me, and this is great actually, because they're really nice, they're really beautiful. And just for me it was really impressive, because so much color in this animal, so much interesting details about their, like, you know, their views and everything. So it was amazing for me. But as I said, I don't like the zoo, because for me it's a little bit cruelness, and I think nowadays it's unnecessary attraction for kids. Those are really funny, because yeah, they're a little bit, you know, a little bit furious. And there were also flamingo, but they were a little bit uninterested in us, so they were just like doing their way, like moving in their way. So yeah. And of course peacocks. Peacock is just amazing, really amazing human nature with such a colors, and for me it's impossible. Yeah, only two crocodiles were in there, and they were like really tired, I guess. Maybe they just have dinner or something like that. That's why they were like chilling. But I had the feeling that they were a little bit tired. like we were here in the early morning around 10 a.m. but after like hour and a half there were so many people, like the school's group of classmates, just children with their families, with their mom, dads, grandmas and everything. So yeah, it was a little bit crowded, but also I think it's because it was Sunday and a lot of people are coming from the other little small cities or villages just to show their children some of amazing like animals and everything. So yeah, it was a little bit crowded, but as I said, I was a little bit surprised about the price of the tickets, only 15 liras. So for me it was a little bit interesting, but I read later that the government just bears most of the costs, so they will survive anyway. And of course in the pandemic there were no one here, and the government really helped this zoo to take care of animals, to take care of workers. And yeah, so I think it's like hundreds of thousands liras every single month actually. So yeah, for me it was a little bit surprised. And right now you can see an albinos. We have seen like lions, bears from Siberia, lions from Africa, and even more and more, like as I said, flamingos, peacocks, tigers, kangaroo. Everyone was here. And of course if you're in the zoo, animals are in the cages, but these cages are pretty big and they're close to their natural opportunities, what the animals can have. So I think it's not so. Actually, I expected that it will be so bad because it's not popular city, like not touristic place and everything, so they will not care about animals really good. But I was surprised that a lot of caves are pretty big and kind of close to the natural. So I think it's it's kind of in some way I didn't like it at all, but in the other way I saw like, okay, I can nothing to do like with it. I have nothing to do with it, and like what else should I do? Like but I was surprised because it was pretty nice, like B plus, kind of like this. Actually, like at the Sunday we're like around 20 degrees already. Yeah, so It was really nice. It was really good weather, a little bit hot, yeah, because I was in my coat and I was like, oh my god, it's pretty hot actually. I have to drink more. And if you're coming here in summer, please guys, don't forget about sunscreen, protective, and also you have to have always a bottle of water with you, because it's really necessary thing. If you don't drink in summer in region Mersin, it's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. You will end it up in, you know, emergency. Here you can see me. I already put off my coat, so yeah, because it was really hot, especially like in the afternoon or after afternoon. So yeah, this though has really great area, really big area with forests, you know, like children's playground, and also like picnic areas and everything. So yeah, but actually all restaurants were closed in the zoo, and I don't know why, maybe because it's not time for a lot of tourists, so they just didn't open it yet. But I saw at least 4 restaurants, and there were, you know, some little shops where you can find the water or like something, cotton candy for your or candy floss, depends on where you are, like yeah, so you can find something for your children, something sweet, or tea, of course Turkish tea, of course Turkish coffee, and of course a bottle of water, which is really important. There, after a hearty and inexpensive lunch next to the zoo itself, we decided to go to the St. Paul Museum. And actually, did you know that St. Paul's Museum is one of the UNESCO's World Heritage tentative lists? Because I didn't. I thought it was, some local stuff about the history of Christians and everything like this. And I was really surprised when I read this information in YouTube, in Google and everything. And okay, so we decided to go to the St. Paul Museum. It consists of 2 parts. First part is St. Paul Church. And the second part is St. Paul's Well. About this well, I'll tell you later a little bit, but now I want you to know about the church. So this church is located in Sehit Kerim neighborhood in the Tarsus city center. Has been registered in 1994 and put under preservation. The restoration work of the has been completed in 2001 and opened as monumental museum. Now a little bit of the history. After Christianity has officially been adopted by Emperor Constantius in 4th century AD, the pressure on religion stopped, leading the churches to expand. Many of the newly building churches after 5th century AD had been dedicated to St. Paul, as far as the European travelers to Tarsus mention it. Several of the churches are said to exist in the birthplace of St. Paul, Tarsus. Only one of these churches survived today, which makes St. Paul Museum even more important. And I guess that's why it's part of the UNESCO legacy. Actually, the building rests on 460 meters square, and the gateway on its northern facade is monumental. At the immediate right, at the entrance to the courtyard, there is a well provided in the church, its water. The rectangular building has a rather basic plan. On the west there is a portico elevated by 4 columns, of which the inner surface is painted in sky blue and ornamented with floral figures at the side. The velvet main gate leading inside the church are accompanied by a window on both of its sides. The capitals of columns in the church have been painted in Corinthian style. The church floor is covered by black and white marble plate. Only a small part of the floor had been emphasized with a simple triangular black and white marble pattern to highlight to the praying room. There are 2 smaller gates to the church at the north, on the south of the building. A stone double staircase next to the Thornton gate open to the balcony inside the church. The banisters of the wooden balcony are decorated with panoramic painted for the illumination of the church interior. Symmetrical windows have been built on the abscissa and side panels on both sides. These windows take to the cross from over the side doors. A bell tower on the northeastern corner of the building supported by a small column. After a major renovation work in 1862, the church took its present shape. It was abandoned as Christians led at the church was used for various purposes after undergoing alterations. The restoration work included architectural preservation, general repair or renovation, and the restoration of frescoes. Currently, the church serves as a monumental museum under the Ministry of Cultural Administration and can be visited during work hours. And the entrance to this institution costs 20 liras per person. So yeah, of course, it's really impressive because inside On the central arc above, there are angel figure. There is figure of a triangle with an eye in it also, which was really surprised. In the next scene, Jesus stands in the middle with evangelist on his side. They're painted in frontal posture, wearing red and blue clothes. So it was really amazing. And meanwhile, you're watching this video, I hope you do. We are in St. Paul's well, which is also really cute and really nice, and we start our journey here. And also I want you to know a little bit more about St. Paul, because not for every Christian it's like pretty famous person. So it's believed that the first temple in its place was built in 4th century under Emperor Constantine. Later it was destroyed during the wars with the Muslim and rebuilt it by Crusaders at the turn of the 18th or 12th centuries. In those days, pilgrims were on their way to the Holy Land, considering it the indispensable duty to stop at Tarsus. Let's take a story a little bit of St. Paul. In Tarsus, so the future apostle Paul was born into a family of Hellenized Jews. According to the biblical tradition, on the way to Damascus, Saul was struck by the brightness light from the sky and heard an unknown voice, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" After which he went blind. The people who went with him brought him to Damascus, where the Christian Ananias healed him. Amazed by what happened, Saul believed in Christ and was baptized. After he converted the proconsul of Cyprus, Sergius Paul, to Christ, Saul began to be called Paul. The Apostle Paul also preached in his native Tarsus, where he had many followers. The house where the Apostle Paul once lived in Tarsus had not been preserved. However, the well located next to it, now called the Well of Saint Paul, he survived to these days. Already in the first centuries of Christianity, it became a place with a pilgrimage, and the water from it was considered holy and was credited with healing properties. And yeah, as you can understand, this well is still working. You still can have whole water from it. After the well, we decided to walk around to the old city, which is located in the heart of Tarsus. Here, literally at every step, you can see a part of the great history and echoes of the past. The streets are very narrow, and the atmosphere is imbued with the tranquility and grandeur. Here you want to linger, just touch each building and imagine how people lived before. At the very exit from the city, we have a whole system of underground caves, and of course we could not help but visit. But entrance turned out to be free for all visitors, which, for example, I was very happy about. Turkiye Cave is the name of this system, underground system, located 10 kilometers away from Tarsus in the northwest, is composed of old perm-carbon marbles and limestones of Miocene age. Just imagine. The altitude of the entry point of the cave is 214 meters with a length of 470 meters. Temperature of the caves that is very close to the surface is around 19 till 24 degrees of Celsius, while humidity is 77 till 89%. The cave is comprised of the interconnected galleries. Impressive examples of stalactites, dickets, columns, dripstones and ponds exist here. In addition, there are eccentrics and stone pearls that are rare in caves in Turkey. In order to open Turkiye cave to tourism, Tarsus municipality prepared a project and received an approval through the decision number 54 of Adana Natural Heritage Committee at the Environment and Urbanization Department on 13 of December 2012. Inside, actually, I felt like I was breathing very salty air. There was a salt on my lips. I literally could feel it. So please do not forget to take water with you. And I wasn't sure if I could go all the way through the cave, as I'm a little bit claustrophobic, but inside everything was done just fine. Even though you're underground, everything is quite spacious and well lit. Also, the caves are fully occupied due to safety regulations, so don't be afraid to go there with children. And I really like the feeling of complete impression in such an unknown world for me. It was really impressive. Here you can see all of this stones, stalactites, and all of this. I thought it's sand, but it was a stone. Everything was a stone, and I was really impressed about it. And actually, all of my friends said the same thing, that it was unknown for them, like how it was built, and it's really impressive. Really impressive for me. As you can see, a lot of people are with their families and their children were there, so I think it's nothing to worry about. I really hope that you enjoyed this little trip today and you want to see it for yourself. Write in comments down below, would you like to go? And thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. There is still a lot of interesting things ahead. See you in the next videos.